Today, we are going to recap Piggy 2022, a Spanish horror film about a teenage girl named Sara who is bullied for her weight. Let's assume this is Martha's from Baby Reindeer origin story. Sara works at her family's butcher shop. She looks out the window and sees a group of teenagers. They seem to be having fun, and Sara feels jealous. She wishes she could be like them. But the teenagers do not like Sara. They make fun of her because of her weight and her family's shop. Claudia's mom had placed an order at the butcher shop, so Claudia has to pick it up. Rosie says she wants to go with her, but Claudia resists because she knows Rosie a pick-me, bully girl. Claudia knows Sara's family a little, but she feels awkward being there. After Claudia and Rosie leave, Sara checks her phone. She sees that the Rosie posted a picture on Instagram. In the picture, they call Sara and her parents the three little pigs. "Rosie, we big bad wolves here. I'll huff and puff and blow your twig ass down." Sara accidentally likes the post, and she punches the carcass. Meanwhile, at the pool, a lifeguard slaps the waitresses behind. Then the waitress looks at one of her patrons suspiciously because he looking sus. The next morning, Sara goes to the pool, hoping no one is there because she feels embarrassed about her big back. While she is changing in the changing rooms, she hears splashes in the pool and is surprised to see a man coming out of the water. After noticing the wet man, she sees Maca, Rosie, and Claudia walking over. Maca and Rosie start making pig noises, teasing her and having fun at her expense. They claim they're surprised she has a boyfriend, referring to the man in the water. Claudia doesn't join in on the bullying, but her coward ass doesn't stop it either. These girls just went to Yap University, majoring in yapperology. Desperate to escape, and with nowhere else to go, Sara dives into the water just as the damp man leaves in his van. When she comes up for air, the girls throw a net over her head, holding her in place and calling her a pig whale. Sara dives underwater again to get away. While she swims, we see the lifeguard. He is tied up with his hands behind his back and stuck in place by a cement block. When Sara comes out of the water, she sees the girls stealing all her things and running away. With nothing left, Sara has to run down the road in her swimsuit, scared of being seen. Unfortunately, a car with men approaches from behind. The men follow her and even get out of the car to touch her. After they get bored and drive away, Sara hyperventilates after being assaulted. Sara finally finds a parked white van, the same one the damp man drove earlier. As Sara walks past the van without looking back, Maca comes out of the bushes, covered in blood, showing she faced some consequences. The man appears behind Maca and pulls her into his van. The van drives ahead and stops in front of Sara. The man looks at her through the window, unsure if he wants to hurt her or ask her to come with him. Suddenly, a bloody handprint from Claudia is seen in the back of the van. Claudia begs for Sara to help her, but honestly, why should she? Claudia never stood up for her. The man starts to get out of the van, and Sara gets so scared that she wets herself. This is actually a good tactic to not get kidnapped. The man shows Sara that she is not in danger. He drops a towel on the ground for her and drives away, leaving her standing there, waving back at him. Meanwhile, Claudia out here yelling for help. "Girly pop, it's what you deserve." Sara goes home and starts to shower off the mess. When she sees her mother begins shouting and giving her orders before Sara can even talk about the terrible experience. For Sara, it feels like a never-ending cycle. Outside, she faces everyone else's bullying. At home, it is her mother. She cannot escape the constant torment of being a bit heavier and a little different. After stress eating a cake bar from her secret stash. Honestly, same girl, same. She checks her laptop and sees that Claudia has also posted the picture titled, "Three Little Pigs." Sara starts to cry, but her sadness quickly turns into anger. The next day, after another boring shift at the butcher shop with a bit less bullying, Sara's father sends her to the nearby store to buy a replacement light for the display section. In the store, she takes off a bracelet she is wearing because she no longer wants it. A good Samaritan quickly picks it up because littering is bad. When Sara leaves the store, she runs into her mother, who is another one of her bullies. Her mother seems to know something about what happened at the nearby pool. The man in the white van and Sara arrives at the pool. They find the lifeguard at the bottom of the pool with no sign of the waitress. The police learn that Sara was nearby when this happened, but she quickly lies, saying she went to the river instead. Her mother argues, saying Sara always goes to the pool. Trying to make the lie believable or just reaching her limit, Sara finally breaks down and screams at her mother, saying she avoided the pool because everyone bullies her and calls her Piggy. Later that night at dinner, Sara's mother gives her only a plate of salad and says that this is all she will eat from now on. Meanwhile, in another scene, a woman is tied to a chair and gagged. The damp man is in the same room with her. This woman was present during the argument between Sara and her mother and made a rude comment about Sara's weight. The damp man overheard this and decided to take action, showing he does not like people mistreating others by treating her badly in return. Claudia's mother comes to Sara's home, begging Sara for information because they used to be friends. However, after learning that Claudia has been cruelly bullying Sara, Sara's mother kicks Claudia's mother out of the house, showing no concern for Claudia's well-being. After the confrontation, Sara goes upstairs to stress-eat her favorite cake bar, but finds she has none left. Just then, one is thrown through her bedroom window by the man who dismembers teenage girls. He had been watching her in the store earlier when she was deciding whether to spend the money on cake bars instead of a light bulb. Wanting to find her phone, which was stolen with her other belongings, and hoping it might help locate the missing teenagers, Sara takes her father's phone and goes back to where they were taken. She starts using it to call her own phone. Instead of finding her phone, she encounters a large, dangerous-looking bull. The bull just looks at her and then walks away. After the close call with the bull, Sara continues searching in the dark and finds blood on the ground and a ripped-off nail, likely from someone trying to escape the damp man. Sara follows the blood trail into the woods and finds more items belonging to the girls. Eventually, she hears her phone ringing, but the man suddenly appears behind her. Before anything can happen, they both hear an engine approaching and quickly hide as the families of Maka, Rosie, and Claudia use an app to track their phones. While hiding behind a wall as fireworks light up the night sky from nearby festivities, the man starts touching Sara's lips, seemingly curious about what she had for dinner. "Oh, man's a chubby chaser?" Just as it seems they might kiss, the man runs off with the other girls' phones, which are still on for some reason. While searching the area for the girls, the families find Maka's body. It seems the man drove away in his van, only to bring them back to the same spot he took them from. The mother's screaming gets the attention of nearby police officers who are in the area searching for a runaway bull, not the missing teenagers. Sara goes home without being seen and heads up to her bedroom. While Sara is doing something, someone suddenly throws a pebble at her window to get her attention. It is not the man, it is Pedro, Claudia's boyfriend. Pedro is confronting her about lying about the pool incident because Claudia, being the great friend she is, sent a video of the bullying to their group chat. Sara quickly thinks of a new excuse and says she lied because she was embarrassed about the constant bullying and did not want everyone to know she was the town's joke. Pedro, seeming genuinely understanding, says he wants her to come forward because he is worried he might be blamed for something. Sara reassures him that if he ever is accused, she will come forward and tell the truth. While Pedro is outside, Claudia's mother confronts him, saying that the waitress has been found dead. At the same time, Sara's mother realizes that the towel she brought home is not hers. It is Claudia's and is covered in blood. As Sara's mother comes over to check on the situation, Pedro blurts out that Sara admitted to being at the pool. Claudia and Sara's mother start fighting in the street while the man watches from a distance, wondering if he can hit Sara with another cake bar. Betty wants to eat Sara's cake. After the fight in the street, the police question Sara again. This time, she admits she was at the pool and tells them that the girls were bullying her and almost drowned her. She insists that they stole her belongings, and she had to run home in just a swimsuit. Sara manages to talk her way out of trouble, and she and her mother go back home. Meanwhile, the man has entered Sara's room and is caught by her father as he looks through her underwear drawer. The man responds by hitting her father over the head and choking and stomping on him. While the man is still upstairs and Sara and her mother are downstairs arguing, the mother mentions that she found Claudia's blood-covered towel. Just as she is about to slap Sara, the man grabs her arm and hits her in the face instead. Sara sees her mother lying on the floor, bleeding from her nose, but the man quickly pulls Sara away and takes her out of the house. As they walk down the street, the guys who harassed Sara in the car start shouting at them. In revenge, the man uses his car to chase them, trying to run them over. The guys jump over railings and hurt themselves trying to escape. As they drive away into the night, the man opens the glove box to give Sara her favorite cake bar. However, he gets distracted by something not right in front of him, causing the car to crash into the runaway bull. Ironically, the bull is not running but standing still in the middle of the road, nearly causing the horn to hit Sara's head. The next morning, Sara wakes up from her unwanted nap to find herself in an old, abandoned slaughterhouse. However, it is not completely abandoned, as she discovers Rosie and Claudia tied up on hooks used for animal carcasses. She tries to free them, but as soon as she removes Claudia's gag, Claudia starts shouting at her, asking, why didn't she tell anyone? Claudia seems more worried about scolding Sara than escaping. After calling Sara an idiot, Claudia is thrown across the room in frustration. That's why you don't mess with our girl. You should have shut your ass up and been nice. Just then they hear the man coming back, so Sara hides and steps on a sharp piece of glass. Sara watches as the man enters the room and cuts Rosie because he wants to know where Sara has gone. When he finds Sara hiding, he activates a trap that drops her into a pit below, where she finds the remains of another woman. Once he has Sara, he makes it clear that she is not in danger. He hugs her and says he will not hurt her. However, the two girls are a different story and still need to be dealt with. The man gives Sara a knife and says they will finish this together like romantic partners. Sara immediately tries to stab him, but fails. Besides getting wet, he also enjoys grabbing women by the arm and hitting them in the face. This allows Claudia to kick him, giving Sara a chance to stab him twice in the stomach with the knife. The man accidentally fires a gun, knocking himself to the floor. As Sara lies there dazed, a bracelet falls to the ground, along with dripping blood, possibly the other half of a friendship bracelet Sara took off in the store. Despite the way Claudia treated her, Sara and Claudia continued to wear these friendship bracelets. Sara looks up and sees that Claudia needs help. She runs at the man and bites him on the neck. After the man falls to the floor and starts bleeding, Sara begins to cry, not wanting him to dip right after she caused it. Rosie says, "What have you done, Piggy?" Sara responds by turning toward Rosie and firing the gun. Sara aims the gun at Claudia, who begs for her life and apologizes for everything she has done. Despite this, Sara pulls the trigger. As Sara leaves the slaughterhouse, Rosie and Claudia are still alive. Sara only shot their restraints, not their faces. Covered in blood, Sara walks down the road alone until Pedro drives by on his motorcycle. He takes her back to town to get help. The movie ends. In our Delulu era, let's assume Sara got the hottie-thottie Pedro and became Miss Popular while Claudia and Rosie led a life of homelessness. What did you guys think of this one? I can see why Sara didn't say anything when Claudia was screaming for help. Yes, Claudia bullied her, but it was also a good way to get in good graces with the killer.
Subscribe to watch more videos like this. Turn on notifications. And leave a like, it really helps the channel out. Thank you for watching.